Asked about how he plans to change the rigid perception some voters may have of him, he made the simple but fluent observation, and I quote, "I've been given tough jobs as a minister. It was difficult in Home Affairs, but I was ultimately able to cancel the visas of just over 6,000 criminals, people who'd committed sexual offences against women and children, committed murder, serious criminal acts, and to deport them from our country," unquote. He said, quote, "It's pretty hard to break into a smile when you're making those announcements," unquote. He was asked whether he regretted walking out on the apology to the stolen generations. And while he did say that it was a mistake, he nonetheless offered a splendidly coherent explanation. He said it was largely because of his own background and experience. And I quote him, "As a policeman, I worked in Townsville. I remember going to many domestic violence incidents, particularly involving Indigenous communities. And for me at the time, I believe that the apology should be given when the problems were resolved. And the problems," he said, "are not resolved." He went on, "There are little boys and girls in part of our country in 2022 that slept in a shipping container last night to get through the hours of darkness in Indigenous communities, and it's completely unacceptable," unquote. And he made this point, with which millions of Australians could identify, quote, "Going to a meeting here in Canberra and giving 10 acknowledgements to country, that's fine, and I don't say that in a disparaging way, but I want to know how it is we're going to support those kids. I want to know how it is we're going to get better health outcomes and lower mortality rates, more kids through university, just finishing primary school and secondary school to start with. That is the perspective I bring to it," unquote. This is outstanding stuff. The Liberal base will be cheering. It's what the new Senator Jacinta Price spoke to us about last week. The simple point is this: there's much more to this man than he's given credit for. He's got experience, conviction and decency, and an awful lot of success to support the opinions he offers as opposition leader. Peter Dutton is a formidable candidate. The least we can do is to honour his simple request. And I quote again, "I want people to see the entire person I am and make their own judgments when they meet me," unquote. It's surely not too much to ask